Life. I think life is beautiful, but quite interesting. I think life is delicate, something we have to hold on to so firmly, so it doesn't fall and shatter at our feet. This may be all I think about life, or there could be more. There is no manual to life. Growing up in my part of the world, I have decided to put my beats together. Experiences, friendships, relationships, families, occasions, education, living, everything. A little disclaimer though, please do not scout for identities if they have not been revealed. Pop cherries, let's delve, shall we?
Welcome to yet another episode of Pop Cherries, and for today's episode, which is the second episode in the third season of Pop Cherries. Oh my god, have I come far? Yeah, really far. And thank you to every one of you who has been part of this progress. Your feedback, your comments, your everything, your reposting, your sharing my flyers have gotten me this far, and I'm grateful and super excited. So for today, I'm trying something new, right? I'm recording an episode for the podcast, and I'm doing a YouTube episode as well. This is the first time I'm actually doing it, because mostly I just do reviews on YouTube. And has it been, I feel a little weird, awkward doing it. I've been thinking about my hair, what to wear, so I'm just in big tease, trying to be comfortable and get this done lovely. I talked about this experience I had some years back. Remember when Afro Nation came to Ghana, right? That was the time I decided to go for Afro Nation, right? We had this 2 weeks break at work for Christmas and to the New Year, so it was activity after activity. This one you rep, that one you go. I went to quite a number of places, spent time with quite a number of girlfriends. People came, a lot of sleepovers. It was nice because in my room there was never a moment where I spent the night alone. My girlfriends were all over the place and it was fun. Yeah. So let me tell you about Afro Nation. I decided to go for Afro Nation, but some things had to be considered. Do I have a car? No. Do I have someone to go with? No. Why? Because I told you I had girlfriends, right? So I was actually thinking if I should go for the Afro Nation with my female friends or something. And then there's this guy who has been in the picture for a while now, and I'm like, oh, let me talk to this guy about it and see if he would love to go with me for Afro Nations. In this part of our world, in my life and my world, it's become quite normal for me to say, oh hey, do you want to go with me or something. I'm not that kind of person who's always going to wait for the guy to ask me out. If I want to go with you, I'll go with you. This may not be the good thing, honestly. It may not be, but if that's what works for you, well, that's fine by me. So, my plan, I got the tickets. Was it expensive? I think it was, but whenever I have December chillings, I plan towards it, and so I also save towards the December chillings. So yeah, I told Mr. Man that I asked him, would you love to go for Afro Nations with me just one day? I can't do all 4 days because I'm not that dusted, right? I don't even have the money. I was like, oh yeah, we can go for Afro Nation Loveland if you want to go. I'm like, okay, cool. So what day are we going? I said, oh, let's go for the Friday one. So I got the tickets for the 2 of us. I had everything ready. A courier had to bring the ticket because I stayed really far away from where I got the tickets and all that. So we were supposed to leave because our place was far, and Christmas, Accra traffic, all the mumbo jumbo around the motorway, had to figure all of it out, right? So I was home with a girlfriend at the time. She said she wasn't interested, right? And I know she knows the story completely well. And another girlfriend, we decided to go out and go and chill. So I was left alone. We went to get some cute panties for the day because I wanted something in sneakers and shorts and a simple top, and just to go and have fun. Afro Nation was by the beach, right? So I didn't really think about excessive clothing. Just feel the breeze and be good with it. So I spoke to Mr. Man, and he said during the day, "Oh, are you ready? We are supposed to leave the house at 5." He said, "Yeah, I'll meet you up," and then we go. We agree on where to meet up. 4:45 p.m. I start calling, "Hey, where are you?" Then he gives me like he's still at work, and where Mr. Man works is just like 2 or 3 hours away from Accra. And before you even enter Accra, on the outskirts, there's so much traffic. I'm like, we're supposed to be leaving at 5 p.m. and you are now leaving your workplace for Accra. So then I get agitated. I'm like, nah. If you didn't want this, you could have told me right from the start. I cannot go ahead and get tickets and start, and you are not there. You are not ready for this. It's 4:45, and I like being on time. It's one of my things. So I spoke to my girlfriend. Would you like to go? I don't want this ticket to get wasted. And the fact that he has still not gotten here means he may not make it. And I think there was this whole thing about Afro Nation starting on time, or was it that they locked the gates or something? I don't know. I don't really remember. But there was this whole thing about Afro Nation having to begin on time, and so we had to be there at a certain time so we don't miss the shoot. I think that day we had Files, we had Stone Boy. I think those were the days some really cool people performed, right? And I didn't want to miss any of it. I wanted the experience. I'm not just going with a guy, but I wanted the experience. So I spoke to my friend if she was going to go. She was like, let's see. If he doesn't make it, then we'll see how it goes. So I waited. Finally, he said he was close. So I packed my stuff, the things I needed, and then I set off. Church ride. I got to where I was supposed to meet Mr. Bad. I told you I was wearing shorts, right? And it was in the night. So I had to stand in one corner like I was a lady, and that part of the street was like danger. I was screaming, dangerous. And I was looking good. I took some pictures I had posted there, and I was getting faster. So I knew that, yeah, baby. Even me myself, I dressed up. I knew I was rocking it before I left the house, even before posting the pictures. So there were eyes looking at me, like people were looking, staring. People, I mean men, vultures. Okay, I know I'm not that hot, but you get it. No, like you were in shorts, really cool sneakers, you would draw attention and being the only girl standing there. So I was there, waiting for him. I was on my phone, and I think I was using an XX Max at the time. And another attention, like a negative attention I shouldn't be drawing, because I was holding that kind of phone and I was standing at the place where I was standing. Should I go ahead and mention it, please? Ashama people kill me, but I didn't mention anything right yet. I didn't. So I was there waiting, and then the guy finally comes, and I'm like, okay, can we go? Yes. So he says, go ahead and order Uber. Yeah, I ordered the Uber, and then Uber came. We told Uber we were going to Afro Nation. It was at Laboma, right? Just by Laboni, the beach by Laboni, Laboma Beach, and we are going there. I was like, oh, Afro Nations, oh, let's go. We go, and I got the tickets. I know I asked him to join me for the event, so I got the tickets for us. And we finally got to the place, and the Uber now says the money is 50 Ghana cedis. I was like, oh, Mr. Man, like I don't have cash on me. No. Sorry. Let me take that again. Uber said, oh, it was 50 Ghana. I took out money from my purse and I paid, and then we got down. We passed through all the ticket check-in and all that, and we made it to Afro Nations. Was it nice? Yes, it was. But come and see, gentlemen, distance, world apart. People were holding their partners, dancing, having fun. I was like, what's up? Are you not in the mood? Is everything okay? He just gave me straight face, short answers. I'm like, okay, can we grab something? So I think during the Afro Nations, there was this thing. Was it a coupon or something? I don't remember the exact details, but you had to buy it, and then that became your cash. So they were not using cash there, so you needed to buy that, and then to buy that you had to go inside a really long queue, because a lot of people wanted to buy things and then they didn't have the mode of transaction they were using there, and we needed water. I don't know how we finally got the water, but people, my Afro Nation experience was not based or left on me to make it good for myself, right? Because the person wasn't willing to dance, he wasn't willing to have fun, take selfies, take pictures of me, no, nothing. I'm like, what the fuck, man? If you're not going to come, just say you're not going to come. After all the stress and the hassle, studied in one corner, mosquitoes biting me, waiting for you to get here, and then you finally come, and then you're not just going to make us feel good and have fun. So I ditched them. I didn't like ditch them, like go to get another guy. No, I ditched them, and I'm like, I am coming to chill, and I had fun. I really don't know how to dance, but I did my things. And if a guy comes and we twerk and things, we did it. And I took a lot of nice snap videos. It was nice for me, and I didn't make myself feel sad in that moment. I knew that the sadness would come later, so I reserved that one for later feeling of sadness. But here we are in the moment. We are at Afro Nations. Let's have fun. Let's chill. Let's enjoy. And that was it for me. So I left him to be as gloomy or as moody as he wanted to be. And then we had to leave. Or was he insisting that he wanted to leave or something? I'm like, finally, okay, yeah, let's go. Now, in going on, there was a huge crowd. And my guy was just in front. So instead of him to hold my hand and say that, oh, let's walk together, or like, let me make sure Lovelyn is safe, he was just walking ahead, and I had to be pushing through people just to make way for myself. Now I started feeling sad. I'm like, why did I even choose to come to Afro Nation with this person? And then he wouldn't even see to my welfare and make sure that we are fine. We get to the junction, and then all the Ubers kept cancelling. Demand was high. And when you tell them where you are going to, people don't really like coming to Ashaiman. They don't want to come. And especially at that time of the day where they had demands going to the other elite places in Accra, they were not really going to come. So we ordered the Uber, they come, then they cancel. So we stood there for some minutes, close to 30 minutes, and finally we got an Uber. No, we didn't get an Uber. Mr. Man went to look for a taxi driver who agreed to bring us all the way to our end for, I think, like 100 Ghana cedis or so. We said, okay. And then, this is where it gets interesting. After he had called the taxi driver, he said, I should talk to the taxi driver. I'm like, what? Like, are you kidding me? You want me to talk to the taxi driver? It's like, yeah, talk to him as in, I should bargain with him. I'm like, I don't even speak the local language, so go ahead and do the bargaining. Then we can discuss it further. I was like, okay. So he went ahead. I don't even know what kind of discussion he had with the taxi driver. But at this point, I was super pissed. Pissed at myself, pissed at him, pissed at everything that made me decide to go on with him. So we got into the taxi, and then oh god. We got into the taxi, and to get to Ashaiman, or to get to where I stay, we had to get to his place first. And the guy stopped. He made the taxi driver stop, and he got down. And he said he didn't have money on him, so I should sort the taxi driver out. I'm like, really? Okay, fine. I told the taxi driver I can give him mobile money. Taxi driver said no, he doesn't have mobile money on his phone, so he's just going to take cash. And at this time, the guy had left. So I told the taxi driver, okay, drop me home. It was around, I think, 4 a.m. or something. It was scary. It was at night. I was alone. And he had the guts to get down at his junction and trust me in the hand of a taxi driver to take me home in Ashaiman. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what the hell? Like, can't can't you make me proud or something, or do something? Like, make sure I get home at least after giving me a bad night, a night I paid for. Make sure that the least you can do is make sure that the driver gets me home and then brings you back to your end, because it's definitely going to pass your end before going to wherever he has to go to. But he didn't. He got down without paying, and then he was expecting me to pay for the second ride, which I didn't have a problem with so much as but then I didn't have cash on me, and then I wished you had just made sure that I got home safe. That was the least a girl could ask for, right? So I told the taxi driver, oh, please take me home. I gave him directions, and I kept praying that, aside the fact that I'm going to chill and have fun at affirmation, can I please get home safely? Can I end up not getting robbed and all that? So we got to the back of my house. I called my girlfriends, please give me 50 cedis, please give me 50 cedis cash. I have another 50. I'll top it up and pay the taxi driver. They brought the money. I paid the taxi driver and I thanked him when he left. I got to my room and I spoke to my people that, let's leave, tomorrow we'll talk. Around I think after a while, I got a call from the Mr. Man asking if I had gotten home safely. I was like, yeah. I ended the call and I slept. In the morning, I narrated the story to my friends, and no, were they pissed? Were they mad? I was like, look, why do you still keep this guy around? So yeah, that was just an interesting story. I felt like sharing for this episode. He's probably going to listen to this, but this is my side of the story. Maybe he has another side. Who cares? Catch you next week on the yet another episode of Pop Cherries. God knows what we are going to be discussing. I don't know yet, and as usual, I am open for your stories. I'm open to your feedback, to your comments. I'm on Instagram at Pop Cherries with Lovelane, on YouTube, on every podcasting channel. Just check me out. Check my podcast out. What it was. And yeah, let's talk. Life is real. There are some stories that may be lies, but not here anyway. There are some stories that may be interesting, and there are some things that may have happened to me. I don't know what's the moral of that story is, but it's just that I've met really shitty people in life, and that was just one experience that when I think about it, I feel really bad for myself. But whew, life goes on, yeah. Bye bye. See ya. Let's hope this YouTube also comes out well and I end up posting it. 'Cause I usually do stick to the business.